So could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm David. I'm 21. I'm an artist from Chicago, and I'm here in Japan studying abroad.
So what is dating like in Japan as a foreign guy?
So, here in Japan, I would say that a lot of people pursue foreigners if they're interested in like learning English. Since I'm a foreigner, a lot of people pursue me for the fact that I am a foreigner and like the whole title of them, like, oh, I'm going on a date with a foreigner. Oh, I'm dating a foreigner, rather than trying to get to know who I am, if that makes sense.
I heard, that happens sometimes, but when did you feel that?
And it's just like one of the first things that they have to ask about is like where you're from. And I know it's a good conversation starter, but it can kind of seem a little shallow after a few times.
Why do you think, some Japanese people are like that?
I would definitely say in the media here in Japan, Americans are presented very positively in a way. Like, for example, All Might from My Hero Academia. He's like a big, buff American, always does good. And that's just like one example. But the Japanese see that media and they look over to the Americans that they see in the streets here or the tourists, and they associate that with them. And so there's a more positive interaction with them, or like appeal to them, if that makes sense.
So when you tell them you're from the US, so they're like, oh, you're from the US, that's nice. So I want to, go for drinks and dinner, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, for sure.
What has surprised you the most about dating culture in Japan?
To be honest, I would say the ghosting. In America, people tend to be a little bit more upfront or just slowly step away. But after going on a few dates here, like the dates I think go very well, and I know from other friends, boys and girls, that a lot of them end up getting ghosted. So I think it has to do with the cultural difference between America and Japan, where Japan is a little bit more reserved and they don't want to confront people. So in the digital age, it's so much easier to just block them, remove them, and like just go about your merry way, which from our perspective, we're like, dang, that really, really hurts. It stings a little bit more because you're just like, what did I do wrong? You don't get a reason for why you get ghosted. But at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Have you ever experienced the ghosting in Japan?
I have once. It was we went on one date. So obviously I'm not entitled to any of her time in the future, especially after one date. But I honestly thought it went really well. We went to the temple nearby, Meiji-iro, and then we went to ramen and got some coffee. So it was a good day.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to meet up again, and then she ended up just ghosting me the day before the date. I thought everything was going well, but I guess she wasn't feeling it either.
Without like no reason.
No reason. She just told me she had a fever. I said, oh, that's completely fine. Like, I hope you get well soon. Do you need any tea? Like, just trying to be nice. Yeah, no reason.
Why do you think, compared to the US, more Japanese people ghost someone?
I think it's definitely the confrontation culture here. Like, Japanese don't want to be as direct. And there's like the underlying message. Like, there's a Japanese term for that, where like you have to like read between the lines. So I say that definitely is a big like cultural difference between them, and it causes Japanese people to be a little bit less direct than Americans, just from my experience. So they're just like, oh, I don't want to be direct. I just want to get out of the situation. I don't know how to do it, so let me just ghost them.
Do you feel you have white privilege when it comes to dating in Japan?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to like being a foreigner in a way, but I say white people probably are a little bit more not respected, but like sought after in a way, sought after than other races. I'm not Japanese, so I can only go off of like the media, and like that might be why. There's the whole historical context of white being like a power. I'm personally not completely educated in that topic to fully give a comment on that, but I would say I probably have white privilege. But also at the same time, like, I think if you're more extroverted, no matter what like color you are or what race you are, you'll do good here.
Right. What are the beauty standards in Japan?
So I know I've talked to a lot of girls about beauty standards here, just like friends at my university, and they tell me a lot of them get actually like eyelid surgery to get a double eyelid, where they get like a double eyelid is very sought after in like Korea, for example. They also like really pale skin, big eyes specifically, and blue eyes as well. So you'll see a lot of girls in Tokyo. I've never seen so many girls wear eye contacts, like just out out and about every day without like outside of costume. In America, you'd never see that. Here, every other girl I feel like has them. Just for girls, and then for guys, I would say they really like them to be like toned or skinny in a way. That's the kind of the beauty standards. Obviously, foreigners are kind of like their own separate thing, but for Japanese, it also has to do a lot with fashion sense too.
Okay.
Japanese really like baggy clothes, very like modern stuff, kind of over the top items as well.
Okay, so do you have any advice for foreign men for dating in Japan?
So for foreign men, realize that a lot of people might approach you being shallow, but at the end of the day, just be a gentleman, be really nice, be open to the culture here, and realize that whether you're staying here long term or short term, you are still a guest and you're not from here, so you need to follow the social norms. But also don't be afraid to share your culture, where you're from, with the girls that you are talking to, because it makes your personality so much better.
Okay, thanks for your time. Could you introduce yourself?
My name is Blake. I'm from the U.S. in Indiana. I moved to Japan about 6 months ago.
What is dating like in Japan as an American woman?
I would say it's a little bit difficult in the fact that like a lot of Japanese people are shy, so they don't talk to you first. You always have to talk to them first. Yeah. And if you're really shy too, you have to build up that courage to talk to them. Otherwise, nothing will ever happen.
Do you have the courage to talk to someone?
Sometimes, yes.
What has surprised you the most about the dating culture in Japan?
What has probably surprised me the most is that a lot of Japanese people are quiet about a lot of their feelings, so it makes it rather hard when you're in the relationship. So if there's something bothering them, it makes it a little bit hard that whenever you want to communicate and help them, it puts a little bit of hard times on the relationship because they don't want to talk about some of the things that bother them a lot.
So you really feel that they don't express themselves openly?
Correct. They don't, I feel.
But when it comes to, relationship, it's really important to be open, right?
Yes.
Do you think, you want to date a Japanese person, although they are not open?
I would say so, yes.
Why?
I would want to date one just because, you can overcome those hardships and make it into a really great relationship. Okay. You just have to get past those small things first.
But the way we are raised is kind of different, right? Because, compared to American men, Japanese people are more shy or blah, blah, blah. But do you prefer that a Japanese guy or that American guy?
Most definitely Japanese.
Why?
I've honestly always dated Asians, and so for me, I feel more at home with them because I too am a little bit quiet and things, so I feel as though we get along better than I do with Americans in that sense.
Recently, there was a viral video about cheating culture in Japan. I don't know, many Japanese people tend to cheat or even don't come prostitution cheating. But do you think it's true?
I think it is very true. I think in the Japanese culture, cheating is seen as something that is okay.
Okay.
I do not think that it is okay. I think that if you are in a relationship, you shouldn't be doing something whether you like the other person or not. Mm-hmm. I think you should be with the person you're in the relationship only.
I don't know, not all, but most of them think in that way, right?
Yeah.
Would you still, I wanna date a Japanese guy?
I do. It's just you would have to put boundaries on what you can and cannot do in the relationship.
Mm-hmm. As long as you just understand each other, okay, please don't do that, blah, 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 it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
What are the beauty standards in Japan?
Maybe I think most of them want someone that is girly and really happy or something. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that one.
Are you girly?
Absolutely not.
What do you mean girly? Please pretend to be girly. Some Japanese girl.
Oh my gosh! High-pitched voices and things. I don't know. That's what I think.
All right. That's is there beauty standards can be?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So lastly, do you have some advice for foreign women who want to date a Japanese guy?
I would say since they're very quiet and things, you have to take the initiative probably from the very beginning and actually talk to them and get to know them. Even if you are shy, I would say you're going to have to break down those walls and go for it if you like that person.
Thanks for your time. Thank you.